Hello, so we're going to go over 2.6 multiple transformation. So basically what's going on here is we're going to combine all the skills that we were working through for lessons 1, 2, 3, and 5. And we're going to be putting those together and working through those multiple steps. So we're not just looking at adding, subtracting, and not just multiplying and dividing. We're going to be looking at all 4 of those together. Alright, so the first equation that we have here is 3x plus 7 is equal to 27. So remember your order of operations. So what I'm going to do is get rid of the 7 first. So we're going to subtract 7 from both sides. So we get 3x is equal to 20. Then we need to divide by 3. So that's going to give us 6 2/3. So if you have your multiply, divide, and subtract, your order of operation, because we're not working through this and you want to get x by itself, it's almost like working backwards when it's this simple. When you have your parentheses or your exponents, you need to work through those first. But so basically what I'm going to do is try to get this x by itself. And this because x here is multiplication, I'm going to get rid of the simple part first, which is just the doing some subtraction here, before I get in to get rid of the 3 to get x by itself. Alright, so for our next example, we have x over 5 minus 6 is equal to 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get all this by itself first before I get x by itself. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So now this section here is now going to equal 0. So x divided by 5 is equal to 9. And now I need to get x by itself, and since it's being divided by 5, I can times it by 5, and that's still going to give me 1x. And what you do to one side, you do to the other side. So 9 times 5 gives us 45. Okay, for our next example, we have 2n minus 7 all divided by 3 equals 15. So remember, you want to keep getting n by itself. That's the goal, so we have to take it piece by piece until n is by itself. So the first thing I can do to get n by itself is to get rid of this 3 on the bottom. So since it's all that is divided by 3, I'm going to times this side, each side by 3. So that's going to give us 2n minus 7 is equal to 45. Now I'm going to add 7 to both sides, because remember I'm trying to get that n by itself. So it's going to do pieces by piece. So that's going to give me 2n is equal to 52. So we're going to divide by 2, and that's going to give me n is equal to 26. Okay, for our next example here, we have 9x minus 3 parentheses x minus 6 equals a negative 6. So we're going to work through the parentheses first. So I get 9x minus 3x plus 18 is equal to negative 6. So combine like terms. So 9x minus 3x gives me 6x plus 18 equals a negative 6. I'm going to subtract 18 from both sides. So you get 6x is equal to a negative 24. Divide each side by 6. So then x is equal to a negative 4. So we have the story problem. The length of a rectangle is 12 inches more than its width. The perimeter is 64 inches. What is the length of the rectangle? So we have a rectangle. We don't know what one side is, and we know the other side is 12 more. So like 12 plus x. But now we need to know the equation. So you need to remember that for the perimeter, okay, so you have to remember your equation for perimeter. So you have 2 times the width plus 2 times the length is going to give you a perimeter. So for this example, we know that the one side is going to be 2, when we know it's 12 plus x. And we're going to add it to the other side, which is just going to be 2x. And we know it's all equal to 64. So we have to work through the 2 on both of these. So here we got 24 plus 2x equals 64. Combine like terms. So we're going to get 24 plus 4x is equal to 64. You're going to subtract 24 from both sides. So that's going to give us 4x is equal to 40. Divide each side by 4. So you get x is equal to 10. And if we put 10 back into our equation here, we have 12 plus 10 times 2, and then 2 times 10 gives us 20. So you get 22 on the inside of here, times it by 2 gives you 44, plus 20 here, and that does give you that 64. If you have any other questions about putting all this together and getting the answers, please let your homeroom teacher know. Thank you.